Hi there. Okay, I am back. It is DIY Wednesday, and for this DIY Wednesday, I'm gonna make our favorite roasted potatoes recipe. I love this recipe because I know there's a million roast potato recipes out there, but this one I really like because for me it gives me that like perfect texture where it has like this super crispy crust that's like perfectly brown on the bottom, but when you bite into it, it's super tender and chewy and soft but not dry. It's like the perfect amount of moist. Trust me, this is the best potato recipe ever. So I'm gonna show you how to make it really quick because like I said, we like to keep these 20 minutes or less. So I'm gonna prepare this and it's gonna go in the oven in 20 minutes or less. Okay. So I have I'm just going to show you, that's my oven. It's done preheating. I just preheated it to 400. So I just have these like baby potatoes. So you want to like the kind that you see at the store that are really small like this. This is the kind I like to use, just the really small kind. And you can buy them, in packs and things like that. I also have some thyme, because it was the one herb I had left in my fridge that I still need to use up. So quite frankly, that's why I'm using it. Salt, garlic, and olive oil. So those are my ingredients for this dish. So I'm gonna try to move quickly because I see that my phone battery is about to die. So I'm gonna move fast. So all I'm gonna do, first thing, I'm gonna quarter my potatoes. So I'm just gonna cut my potatoes and I'm gonna quarter them. And I'd say maybe you need like a cup and a half to 2 cups of these potatoes. So I'm just chopping them into quarters so you get pieces that end up looking, well, like this, just like that. So I'm just gonna chop these and do it super quick. And I like things when I cook where I don't have to have a lot of active time, but most of it cooks on its own. Like, I don't mind having something in the oven for a while as long as, I'm home and the preparation part doesn't take long. That's one thing I love about these. They taste so amazing, but they're so fast to make. So I've made these on really busy nights before, and we can still end up having a great dinner, a great side dish with whatever we're having, and then in almost no time at all. So I really, really like it. Okay, so I'm done quartering my potatoes. All right, and I'm gonna measure them so I can give you a measurement. So do you like my new, what are these called? Measuring cups. My new measuring cups. I've been using the plastic ones I've had since college, and but they were starting to grow like this weird like black stuff on them. So I thought it was time to throw them away and finally buy myself a set of grown-up ones. These are the ones like from the Chip and Joanna Gaines line at Target. I felt so grown up buying them. So here I have my cup measure. Okay, this is 1 cup of potatoes that's going in. I'm gonna do, my guess is this is probably gonna be about 2 cups. I'm doing 2 cups because that's how big my pot is, which I'll show you in a minute. I'm using a cast iron pot, and that's actually crucial for this recipe. Okay, so I did about 2 cups. Slightly more, like 4 more pieces in here, so about 2 cups, but I would just do enough to cover the bottom of your pan. So let me show you my pan. I have this like awesome, I don't know if you can see, but it's like this cast iron like red thing. Okay, that's the pan that I'm using. It's like, I don't know if you've heard of the brand like Le Creuset or Le Creuset. It's not that, it's like the Costco version of it, but it's like those red cast iron pots, you know what I'm talking about? And I find that to be the best for this, for getting like that texture that I was talking about. And so, but before I put them in my pan, I just kind of did that to kind of measure to see how much it would be. I'm first going to put them in a bowl. So I'm putting them in like this blue bowl. So putting them in, and now I'm going to coat them in olive oil. So I kind of like to be liberal on the olive oil because that's what's going to give it the crust. I put about 3 tablespoons of olive oil in there, so I just went around the bowl 3 times, like Rachel Ray style. I don't know if you ever watched her shows, but I used to love her cooking shows when I was a teenager. that's how I actually learned to cook, was watching like her and Giada De Laurentiis, and I would watch how they did everything. I would watch how they chopped onions and how they did all this stuff, and that's how I learned how to cook. And my mom taught me some stuff. She actually gave me this recipe. So, Karen Lalone, shout out. So I'm pouring them into my bowl, and the important thing is you always want to make sure you have one of the white sides down, because whatever side is down is the side that's going to give you the crust. So I have my potatoes down, and I'm just laying them so that I have one of the white sides down so that they can get that nice crust. My husband just got home. He just waved to me. Hi, I'm waving back. And flipping them over, and then I'll show you, I'll give you a peek into my pot so that way you can see what I mean. Because whatever side you have down is the side that's going to get brown. So if you have like the skin side down, you don't really want that because you're not going to get the crust. So there, now you can see kind of how my potatoes look, hopefully. And so now I'm going to season it. I have salt, so I just use this pink Himalayan salt that I got at Sprouts. It's lasted me forever. It's one of the things I love about salt. So I'm just going to sprinkle it over my potatoes just a little bit. And I also have thyme. So this is a great way to use up fresh herbs. I don't know about you, but I have a recipe that calls for like a tablespoon of fresh whatever, and then I like don't use it again, and I end up buying this whole thing just for 2 tablespoons. So I like to find other ways to use my herbs, and this is one of the ways that I like to do that. So again, with thyme, one thing I love about thyme is you don't have to chop it. You kind of just like pull it off the stems until the leaves come off, and it looks like that. So I do about a teaspoon of this. So I'm just sliding the thyme off of the stems. And I already washed this, so it's okay. All right, so we've got that. I like to start small because I find it's always easier to add stuff back in, but it's harder to take it away if you don't like it and you've added too much, and thyme is one of those very strong herbs, so I like to just play it safe. Okay, so I have about a teaspoon of thyme in my hand. I'm just going to sprinkle it. There, actually, I think that's perfect. I don't think I need any more. So, now I'm going to smash up garlic. So, when I was a kid, you know, we were always very wary about not using too much garlic because it can have such a strong flavor. Me, personally, I love the flavor of garlic, but I like the flavor of cooked garlic better than I like the flavor of raw garlic. And that's one thing I love about this recipe is that we're putting 4 cloves in here, but when you cook it long enough, it actually gets like dark brown and roasty. So instead of having like that really strong, bright garlic flavor, it's like deep and nutty and beautiful. And that way when you taste the potatoes, you don't really know like what that deep, amazing flavor is, but it's garlic and you don't even recognize it. It's amazing. Roasted garlic is like one of my favorite things. Anyway, so I'm just going to smash them with my knife to release the flavor. This is something I learned on the Food Channel, just in case you were wondering. Anywho. Peeled it. Also, I find the smashing makes the peeling easier. So I'm just going to stick my smashed cloves. I'm just going to scatter. I'm doing like 4. Usually I like bigger cloves, but I'm almost out of garlic. I need to buy more. So that's how we're going to roll today. Sticking them in there. Smash. There we go. Last one. And then I just lay my knife flat and I like put the tip down till it was like my fulcrum, like my balancing point, and I go, whoo, and I smash it down really fast. That's just how I do it. All right. Okay, garlic is smashed. It's in there. Salt is done. We got the olive oil, the thyme. I'm just making sure I have all the steps for my own knowledge. Okay, I get about 4 cloves of garlic, and my oven is preheated to 400 degrees in case you didn't hear that part. So now I'm going to put it in the oven for 45 minutes, and when I take them out, that's for my oven and everything, that's the perfect amount of time for it to get a really nice crust on the bottom and really tender and yummy on the inside. And I will post a picture when they're all done so you can see what I'm talking about. This is my favorite potatoes recipe ever. and I'm so glad I got to share it with you. If you want more, you know, little cute recipes and tips like this, go ahead. I'm gonna leave a link in the comments to join my VIP list, where you can click and I can give you fun tips on all my DIY stuff. Go ahead, if you like this, share this video, and I'll see you next time. Thanks. Bye.